Okay, first of all, for those who really aren't familiar with this shuffle, it's a Faro shuffle. But the problem comes when you're trying to do it flat down on the tabletop, which just in this quick action here, we'll just split the packets, put them on the table, just like that. When I first saw it, it was quite frustrating, and what I'm going to do is break these down into different steps. And the first step I want to talk about is deck preparation. And I rarely ever do this with a completely fresh deck right out of the packet. I usually will do quite a number of in-hand Faros to smooth out the edges, as well as taking a nail file a la Alex Elmsley and gently file down the edges of the deck. That will, you won't believe how much that will help you in this. Another thing I do is I will put a slight, I believe, concave bend in the deck itself, which means I actually take it, and I don't overdo it, I just take it, bend it a little, like such. Take it this way, lengthwise, and just give it a little bend. What I find that does is it gives the cards an easy way out. With it the deck perfectly flat, when you're trying to weave, cards can maybe they want to go up or down, and you end up having splits. And with 3 or 4 cards together in the deck, and it's just a lot easier. I just find some people may be able to do it right out of the packet brand new, but I find this just helps. Just give it a little bend, as such, and we'll get on to the next step here. And I'll give you a second or two to prep your deck, and we'll talk in a minute. Okay, the next thing I like to talk about, getting into the down and dirty, the most important thing when doing these is that you must maintain a perfectly squared deck. Now, many people can go, oh, well, I can square a deck perfectly, as such. The problem comes in getting separate packets down onto the table and then being squared as well. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how I handle this. Now, most people know how to square the deck up. It's no rocket science, but when I do, when doing a table Faro, I always split the packets in the hands, vice on the table. So I try to find the midpoint, which don't concentrate on this too much at this time. It's not really important. But as you see, I'm going to be referring to 3 different points on the deck. Of course, you have the circles where the angels are, and you have the center dot, halfway point. And once I've split the packets, I'm going to hold them as such. And then my right hand, middle finger, thumb, I'm going to come over and I'm going to transfer the whole deal over to the right hand, holding it as such, basically in line with these circles. Now what I do next, go on to the table, and I'm going to reach over and I'm going to grab it symmetrically on the other side, just as such, and just put it down on the table. And that's all I want you to do for now, is just practice getting these packets down to the table. because if they're not perfectly squared, you've already lost the battle. This is such. I will zoom in a little more. You want to square it in your hands and do a split. Don't worry about 26-26 at this time. It's not that important. Get a grip here, down, grip here, pull off. And as you see, they are still perfectly squared for a shuffle. And what I'll do is I'll give you a minute or two to work on that, and I'll be right back. Okay, next thing I like to talk about is something that Martin Nash does, and he calls it setting the packets, which once you've split them, you get them down on the table. What I want to do is put them a fraction of an inch apart. Reach over with the index fingers. Now at this point, you're only holding with these 4 fingers. Reach over with your index finger, and I want you to press down, and put them together as such. Don't worry about, oh actually I went too far that time. Don't even worry about trying to get the weave yet. Well, you go down, and I want you to press down on the angels, slide the package together. At that point, you can almost just leave them sitting like that, and you'll be able to get a good weave. You may think it's silly, and I did when I first saw Martin do it, but it works. So I want you to take the packets down, and while holding them completely square, mash down on the angels, put them together, and I want you to practice that for a moment or two, and then we'll go on to the next chapter. Okay, we're back. I zoomed in a little further because this next part, very important, one of the most, probably the number 2 in importance, and that's what I call the twist. If you had Faro experience, you know that a little twist involved to get the deck to do a proper weave. And what we're going to do is I want to demonstrate it to you. A lot easier to show it and then explain it. So we get it down, put the packets together. Now at this point, I'm going to have to lay one on top of each other, on top of the other, to kind of get a little 3D effect here going. But while you have the packets squared up as such, what I want you to do is, while attempting to hold the packets squared, face to face, or butt to butt as I call it, I want you to just do a simple twist and gently lift up. Left hand counterclockwise, right hand clockwise. So you're going to get something as such. We'll do that again. I want you to get a split. Don't concentrate too much on perfect split. Set them while holding